What up, everybody? It's your boy Agent, and I'm back. Now, today, my video will be about the latest storylines in the NBA. Now, I like to give you guys my updates on the league and what's going on. I like to watch games over a week and a half span, follow all the storylines, hottest news, what's going on. I like to give you my hot takes real quick and what my opinions is. I know we like to give a lot of stats, but I just want to give you takes pretty much. I like to use stats for my facts, and I like to predict a little bit as well. But hey, let's start off by saying shout out to Joel Embiid. He was a pivotal part of his 76ers team, and he missed the last 8 games before finally returning against the Indiana Pacers, where he dropped over 25, over a double-double, and he balled out. He got a good win for them, a pivotal win for them, as they needed it, as they lost to some of the top teams in the league. They have not fared so well against the current top 10 teams in the league. A bottom half record-wise against good teams such as Boston. You got the Warriors, you got the Rockets. Hey, they have not played good, but with him back, that's going to make them a strong contender in this Eastern Conference. Now, a lot of people have been high on them, but I'm not as high, like I said before. The problem with me for them is the bench. They don't have enough depth. Also, the fact that Ben Simmons can't shoot. Like I said before, we've seen what happened to them in the playoffs when he did not play. Kobe even came out and said, my favorite NBA player of all time, one of my favorite athletes of all time, by the way, the great Kobe Bean Bryant, he said that if Ben Simmons does not develop a jump shot, he will one day regret it, which I truly believe is the truth. He didn't work on it in the summertime, and it's coming to show. He's getting over 80% of his points from the paint. Now, with that said, Joel Embiid can help them. They moved into a tie with the Indiana Pacers, but I guess with the percentage breaker, they own the 3 seed right now, and Indiana slips to the 4th, followed by Boston at the 5th seed. Now we're still about a month away from the playoffs starting, but hey, there's a long way to go. But with him back, missing those last 8 games, it's huge to get him back, and he will be a pivotal role in determining what seed the 76ers will get in these playoffs. And now, since I'm talking about them, let's get to the Boston Celtics. Now, the Boston Celtics have been the most inconsistent, probably frustrated team of the whole year in the league this year. Everybody pegged them and picked them to win the Eastern Conference, but like I said before the season started, I picked the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, Boston, finally they went on this road trip, this West Coast trip, as they took on the Golden State Warriors, the Sacramento Kings, the Los Angeles Lakers, and they won 3 in a row. Drumming the Dubs, by the way. And I guess apparently it's brought them together as Kyrie's looked a little more happy and engaged leadership-wise. But it's, hey, you can cover up anything when we're winning. Like I said, everybody's getting involved. He's happy. He's even came out and apologized to the media for his actions. Now, I know it's tough being a leader, but just because you're the best player on the team doesn't mean you have to be the leader. And I love Kyrie Irving. He's the best handles that I've ever seen in the league. But winning cures a lot of things, and I think they're continuing to make some noise and they're continuing to get better. But like I said, everybody's just hoping on potential. Hey, Gordon Hayward's been playing a hell of a lot better for them. But hey, right now, as I'm currently recording this video, they're currently playing the Los Angeles Clippers on the road, and they're getting drubbed right now on the road. So if they lose this game, they win 3 out of 4 out of the West Coast trip, and they go back and play the Kings at home on Thursday. But that's good for them. Good team morale built together. There was even a pickup game the other day between Jason Tatum and Kyrie Irving talking a little trash to then Jaylen Brown. He was rooting them on. Now that brings the team together, not only off the court but on the court, and they're starting to gel. See if they can gel at the right time and make a strong playoff push. But I'm still, like I said, going Milwaukee out the East. Toronto has a lot of depth, and and Kawhi's been playing a lot. But I'm sick and tired of this load management, man. Kawhi, we seen what happened last year with the Kawhi, but man, I'm tired of seeing this load management where he's taking days off just because he wants to. He's already missed 19 games this year. No, Toronto wants to save him for the playoffs, but like I said, I don't like Kyle Lowry. I don't trust him. Siakam's coming a hell of a long way, but we'll see. It's top heavy with them top 5 seeds, but Indiana's gonna fall off. And I give Nate McMillan a lot of credit. Like I said, he's continuing to keep this team in the hunt, but they just don't have enough without Oladipo. But with that said, I'm going to get some MVP races. It's been a hot topic of debate. Now, like I said before the season started, and I even tweeted it out, which I will get up for you guys sooner rather than later, Giannis is going to win the MVP. He's averaging 27, 12.6 rebounds per game, and 6 assists. Hey, No, he's not a great three-point shooter, but like I said, he's leading this team to the best record in the league. Not the Eastern Conference, in the league. He's been the most consistent player this year. Give the man some respect. Now, clearly, I don't think he's the best player in the game yet. I still think LeBron is still the best player in the league right now, even with the injury. KD, I have KD at 2. But Giannis is coming, man. He is coming. But he's been the most consistent this entire year, and he's the MVP. Now, let's get to the second. Now, a lot of people want to argue me about this, and I've had debates and conversations with my friend James Harden at a strong 2. He's been having a hell of a season. And one thing I will say about the Rockets, since they got Chris Paul back, they have been on a tear. They are playing at the right time. Everything is meshing and coming together. With Chris Paul together, they play a lot like they did last year in the playoffs when they almost beat the Golden State Warriors. P.J. Tucker's coming along. The addition of Austin Rivers has been huge. Clint Capella's back from his injury. Now, Kenneth Faried has been a little banged up, but they use him, switch the pick and roll. They also got Iman Shumpert, Eric Gordon, who's a little underrated. He's starting to bounce back a little bit. But this team is playing at a high rate right now, hitting threes, and I think they're hitting their stride, and the confidence is coming along. And the thing that I like to say about James Harden, I know everybody loves stats, and they were enamored with this 30-point streak. But here's the thing about this 30-point streak, and here's the thing about James Harden. He takes a lot of shots. Sometimes he can be inefficient. And that's one thing I respect about him is the fact that he can take a lot of shots, and his confidence does not dwindle. But with that being said, he likes to stat stuff, like I like to say. There has been a lot of times this season where they wanted him to keep that 30-point streak alive, even when they were blowing teams out. Now, I get it. He wants to go for a record, and anytime you're missing with Will Chamberlain, that's cool and all. But numbers don't tell it all, don't tell everything. He's playing a little better defense, but he hasn't been as consistent as Giannis this entire year. Now, he's coming along. He's been playing strong for the year. But like I said, stats don't tell it all, and it's all about consistency. And Paul George will be a distant number 3. He's fell off these last 4 games. He's shooting 31%. Russell Westbrook is shooting the ball a lot more and getting more efficient. I don't think it's suiting Paul George pretty well. Now, people had him at 2. Some people had him at 1. But, like, I had him at 2. Got to drop James back in the 2 spot because OKC's lost 3 out of their last 4, but they did win tonight on the road against Utah. But Paul George is a distant 3, even though he still leads the league in steals now. He's got to get it back to where they're playing level. Westbrook can't be shooting thousands and thousands of shots and making them look bad because they'll get knocked out early and often. But I do love his aggressiveness. Now, let's talk about these Los Angeles Lakers. Now, we know everybody wanted LeBron James to get in the playoffs, and he's coming to the Western Conference. Now they're for sure knocked out. They have been marred by injuries. Lonzo Ball shut down for the year. Brandon Ingram got diagnosed with this blood clot in his shoulder, which, pray for him, man. Pray for him. You don't want nothing bad to happen to him. He started playing better. But with that being said, it's official. The Lakers will not be getting Anthony Davis, like I said, this offseason. They can't trade for him. The assets are there. They're going to have to wait. New Orleans isn't trading them to that team. But like I said, we'll see. They're not making it. LeBron's been playing hella great. Damn near a triple-double since he's came back from that injury. And they even put him on a minutes restriction. But hey, the Lakers are going to have to make some moves. But I don't see, like I said before, I said it not too long far back, I don't see any light in someone to get Anthony Davis in this 2019 offseason. They're going to have to wait. I think he will end up in Boston because they have the most assets to give him. And you already know New Orleans is not trading him to the Los Angeles Lakers, especially after what's happened with Ingram and Ball. And Kuzma, they're not going to get enough. A lottery pick, it's not going to cut it. Now, let's get to this Western Conference playoffs. So we got the Warriors at 1, Denver at 2. 3-4, and 5 is a game and a half difference right now between Houston, OKC, and Portland. It can go either way. I watched the game the other night between Portland and Thunder. Paul George played lights out. Westbrook played lights out. Dame dropped 51 and they lost. The problem with Portland is they just have Dame and CJ and they're just a bunch of other guys to me. And I don't know. But it's gonna be close. Houston can even stick into that 2 seed. Like I said, they're playing the best out of those teams right now. And it will be a long way. And now we even got the Clippers. The Clippers playing right now. They're playing hard, man. I thought they weren't gonna make the playoffs. They wanted that lottery pick, but hey, they're playing hard for Doc. They might not get out the first one, but they're playing hard, and they got a bright future. Way better than Lakers, more cap space, possibly Kawhi, possibly KD. Who knows? We'll see. It's going to be a great end to this Western Conference standings. I wanted the Kings to make it, like I said before, but they're not going to make it because Utah's in 8. But, hey, they'll be back next year. But like I'm saying, Stay tuned for these Western Conference playoffs. Couple more things. Let me get to these Golden State Warriors. Man, Friday night they played a hell of a game against the 2 seed, the Denver Nuggets, blowing them out. Klay Thompson returned from his knee injury, dropping 39 points. Baller, they need him. Plays defense. Best two-way player in the game right now. Two-guard, shooting guard. Everybody wants to argue with me about it. A few years ago, a guy even argued with me, Jimmy Butler. But hey, who won that argument? I did. Just saying. Now, the problem with the Golden State Warriors, everybody, we have this conversation every year. Are the Golden State Warriors done? Are they not going to win the title? The problem is they're fed up with the regular season. And the one thing I will say about it is their defense has fallen off a little bit, fallen out of the top 5, even top 10. Shoot, they're 14th right now. But the problem is, I think, is that, like I said, they get bored in the regular season. Now, they go last night and lay an egg at home to the Phoenix Suns. They've had over 5 20-point losses at Oracle this year. Not engaged. Klay says the fans need to get engaged. And with Klay, he's wrong about that. The team needs to be engaged. They need to play better defense, need to play harder. Draymond Green has took an absolute step back. Now, before we knew he wasn't an offensive player, but it's to the point where he's not even taking wide open threes, man. Last night, he passed a wide open 3. Teams are guarding him. I think he's on the decline, man. And it's the same old retired Draymond. Draymond, do we hate him? No, we don't. But he's the good guy. He does a little bit. But it will be a problem, let's say, playoffs coming, he doesn't do something on the offensive end, because Steph and Klay aren't going to have it every night. And they didn't last night, and KD got hurt, banged up ankle injury. DeMarcus Cousins cannot guard anybody off the pick and roll. Now, that's going to be what teams decide to do in the playoffs, is attack the Golden State Warriors on the pick and roll with DeMarcus Cousins, because he's not fully healthy, especially on the defensive end. But he's been playing good offensively. But hey, I still see the Warriors going to capture this third title in a row. But I will tell you, Houston is their toughest matchup. And out of the East, maybe Boston if they can get out. But I still think, like I said, Milwaukee's getting out. But Houston will give them fits. And they're not as deep as they have been in years. We still got Livingston, still got Iguodala. But hey, they've got to have that dog in them. They got to pick it up. And I think they will turn it on as the playoffs comes. But, hey, we have this same old story. It's like any other great team in sports. It's Alabama football, New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox, New England Patriots. Golden State Warriors will win their third title. Now, what happens in the offseason, I can get to that later. That's a different story for a different day. But all that matters is this is now, and I think they will turn it up when they have to. So I'm still picking them to win the NBA championship. As much as we hate to say it, I'm a fan. I like them. What can I say? Last point I want to get to a fun fact. Hey, Lou Williams just passed Dale Curry for most points scored off the bench in NBA history. Shout out to Lou Will, number 23, even quoted by Meek Mill in a song. What a baller, man. Straight drops buckets. Lou Will, as we like to call him, coming out of high school. He re-signed with the Clippers in the offseason. I did not see it for cheap. Give him credit. The Clippers are playing good. Without him, they wouldn't be where they are. But I just had to give a special shout-out to Lou Williams. Hey, season is dwindling down, NBA fans. The regular season is dwindling down, and it's gonna be a good one. But one more shout-out to let me talk about my hometown team real quick. The Detroit Pistons. Now they are 8-2 since the All-Star break, and a lot of people want to be high on them, and I'm not a believer yet. Like I said, they have not beat any good teams. They play a lot of bad teams, and the 2 teams that they lost to had winning records on the road. At the Spurs, at the Nets, who are both playoff teams right now. They play Chicago twice. They play the Minnesota Timberwolves team, who weren't in the playoffs. I'm just not seeing them from right now. They're gonna get in the playoffs and lose probably in 5 games. It's not a sweep. I will give them that. They have been playing better, but this team needed to tank and tear it down and give a special shout out to Blake Griffin. But I'm not a huge fan of Andre Drummond, and I'm not a huge fan of Reggie Jackson. Like I said, when it comes to playoffs, this team can't win big games. I just wanted to prove that point. So until they prove me wrong, I will not be a believer. But I just had to talk about them real quick. But with that said, NBA fans, you know what to do. My followers, my subscribers, everybody, you know what to do. Make sure you follow me and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Twitter. That will be at Keeping the Score. It's your boy Adrian, and I'm out.